You've done something most people never do. You've written the manuscript to your book, and now you're serious about publishing it. Welcome to the ARP Author Lab. This is a place where I'll make the publishing side of the journey clear so you're not guessing what happens after you finish your manuscript. The fact that you're watching this video right now means you likely want to understand how to take your book from completed draft to professionally published without losing your rights, your royalties, or your mind. You're also realizing that there's this whole other world out there that you don't fully understand yet. Things like editing, design, distribution, etc. They say there's a million ways to skin a cat. Well, there's also a million ways to publish a book. And the process can get confusing or even frustrating at times to navigate. So you have to be careful and diligent because much of what you see out there online or through social media is either hype or blatant half-truths. They'll say things like, publish your book in a weekend, or sign here and we'll take care of everything. Or the opposite, a wall of silence, where publishers stay completely invisible, hiding behind submission queries and generic email addresses. My goal here is simple. I want to provide you with insight and information, and you could hear directly from the person who runs the company, so you know exactly what to expect in order to make wise decisions about your book and your future as an author. When I was getting ready to publish my first books some 20 years ago, I wish I had stumbled onto something like this. Someone willing to walk me through the publishing process openly and explain what was really happening behind the scenes. That's one of the reasons I started this company, to modernize not only the dated publishing process itself, but also to modernize communication. You deserve real information, spoken to you like a human being, not a faceless transaction. If we haven't met yet, my name is Roger Brooks. I'm the founder and CEO of American Real Publishing. We are a hybrid publishing house where we help first-time and established authors turn their stories and expertise into high-quality, professionally published books. And I'd like to say this clearly. What you're seeing right now, me as a publisher, sitting here talking directly to you, is not the norm in the industry. Most publishers stay behind their imprint. You really don't know who's making the decisions, what their philosophy is, or how they treat their authors once the agreement is signed. Personally, I haven't found any publishers willing to consistently step out in front, put a face to the company, and actually explain what's going on. That's exactly what I've been doing since day one. It's also why I created this video series. It's an open platform for any author who wants to understand the publishing process, what's happening in the background, why certain decisions matter, and how to avoid the confusion and disappointment that so many first-time authors experience. I talked to an author just today who was grossly taken advantage of. He spent over $20,000, likely 4 times more than he would have spent with us. And the cost is only one factor. His cover design is less than desirable. The editing results were poor at best. And zero marketing has been initiated since the day it was published some 4 months ago. So back to the video series. It's meant to feel personal and practical, like we're just sitting down talking together and talking openly and honestly about your publishing journey. I'll walk you through all the components of writing and publishing, but we'll especially focus on what happens after you've written your manuscript, step by step, so you're never guessing about the next stage. Here's a few highlights of the topics that I will cover. What professional editing really looks like and how to know the type of edit you actually need. How cover design and interior layout work, so your book doesn't just read well, it looks like it belongs next to traditionally published titles. How distribution works through platforms like Amazon KDP and Ingram Spark, and what being on these platforms really means, including how print on demand fits into all this. How to approach your book launch so it's more than just hitting publish and then posting once on social media. As an example, let's get you a book signing at Barnes & Noble. And we'll also talk about how to think about different types of readers, those who grab free ebooks, discount buyers, and full price fans, and how each of those audiences fits into your long-term strategy. Over time, we'll also talk about contract rights, royalties, as well as red flags that you should look out for. Now, what makes ARP and the ARP Author Lab different isn't that we have every single answer. No publisher does. It's that I'm here in front of you sharing the process honestly so you can make better decisions about your book and the publishing partner that you choose. What makes us unique and different is that you're hearing directly from the publisher, the person who's responsible for how this publishing company operates and how we'll bring your title to life. You won't be guessing what we might do. Instead, you get to see how I think, what I value, and how I believe authors should be treated. But most importantly, how do we provide you with an exceptional product, second to none for your title? You see, my business background is in the customer loyalty field. It's all about how you treat your customers. My hope is that this builds trust and transparency so you could be more informed whether we ever work together or not. So, if you've been burned by another so-called publisher or vanity press, if you felt ignored or confused by traditionally publishing companies or the publishing process as a whole, or if you're just trying to figure all this out without getting taken advantage of, I want this video series to be a place where you can learn and make decisions from a place of clarity instead of a place of uncertainty. If you've completed or written most of your manuscript, this series is for you, whether it's fiction or nonfiction. And if you want to do things the right way, protect your rights, present your book professionally, and give it a real chance to reach the readers it was meant for. You will not find hype or gimmicks here. I'll walk you through the process, the trade-offs, and the expectations in honest human terms. And you will never be pressured into making a decision. That is not our style here at ARP. We only work with authors who are excited to work with us, not pressured into signing an agreement. If this sounds like a good fit, you are in the right place. So here's how I would encourage you to use the ARP Author Lab. Treat this like a tool to gather information. Little by little, my goal is to help you build your own path from draft to edited to design to distributed and ultimately into the hands and the hearts of the readers that you wrote your book for. And if at any point you find yourself thinking, this is helpful, but I'd really like to talk to someone about my situation and tell me what the next best step should be. That's exactly what my team and I offer and what we call a book publishing game plan call. On that call, we'll talk to you one-on-one about where your manuscript sits currently, what your goals are as an author, and what a realistic path from draft to distributed looks like for you over the next, say, 2 to 4 months. If that sounds helpful, click the link in the description below and schedule a call with us. For now, I just want to say this. If you've come this far to be watching a video like this, you're already ahead of 99% of the people who say, someday I want to write and publish a book. You're either ready now or you're serious enough to want to learn what happens next. My commitment as a publisher who's willing to stand in front of the camera and put a face to this company is to be transparent with you, to serve you, and to help you navigate your publishing journey with as much clarity and integrity as possible. This is the ARP Author Lab. Welcome, and let's get to work.